It is 1 o'clock, and I'll call this meeting to order. This is a meeting of the Rancho Mirage City Council, the Library and Observatory Board, the Housing Authority Board, and the City Council representing the Redevelopment Successor Agency. And this is the meeting of Thursday, February 15th, and it is 1:01 p.m. And we will begin with a flag salute. I'll ask our Marketing Director, Gabe Cotting, to please lead us in the flag salute today.
Please stand. Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
City Clerk, please take the roll.
Councilmember Mulatto. Here. Councilmember Marker. Here. Councilmember O'Keefe.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Weil.
Here.
Mayor Downs.
I'm here. Next is non-agenda public comments. I'll ask the City Clerk to please handle non-agenda public comments.
Thank you. So now is the time where the public can speak on items that are not on the agenda. I have one speaker card from Wally Melendez.
Good afternoon, City Council, Administrative, and we, the people. That's really cute that the writers, so-called Writers Guild, takes over the public library. Commandeers it, illegally occupies it. This so-called Writers Guild of authors, booksellers, etc., decide to take over the public library. In front of this library, there's a sign that says public library. That means the public, the taxpayers. The people, they pay taxes. And if this is a public library, probably it gets money either from the city or even though there's some rich owners on the side, it probably gets tax money from the city or the county or the federal. That guild, since it is so special, they can find other venues in the so-called Coachella Valley. They don't have to take over a public library, and especially not the one from Rancho Mirage. The only beautiful and full of books, current books, and beautiful library in the whole Coachella Valley. Not even the low-life COD has anything like that. So they can find another venue. Thank you. And by the way, we still need for our city to put up a hydrogen fuel cell charging station. That is the future. If you don't wanna take a step towards the future because you're so backwards that you can't look forward, well, we gotta change that. That's why we have elections.
Is there anyone else who would like to speak during non-agenda public comment? That was the only speaker.
Thank you, Christy. Okay, it's now time for council board member comments. I'll go from my right to my left, so we'll start with Council Member Mulatto.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to briefly congratulate, because I know my other colleagues will want to make mention, I'd like to congratulate Jamie Kabler and his production team, the Rancho Mirage Library staff, on a phenomenal 10th anniversary of the Rancho Mirage Writers Festival. It was exemplary in every way. And we are so proud to have the opportunity to host this event in our city. The second thing I'd like to mention is this is Modernism Week, and congratulations to the Modernism Week team and the city of Palm Springs for what promises to be another successful celebration of mid-century modern architecture and all things mid-century. Within that vein, I wish to extend a warm welcome to our locals and visitors from far and near to Rancho Mirage who are going to venture in and see some of our mid-century architecture. Welcome, and we hope you have a wonderful time.
Thank you, Lynn. Mayor Pro Tem Weil.
Thank you, Mayor. The 10th annual Rancho Mirage Writers Festival that was held from January 31 to February 2nd was an incredible success. The benefits are so immeasurable that we share in the residual benefits throughout the year. I, too, want to congratulate both Jamie Kabler, the creator of the festival, and Helene Galen for her generous support and actually writing the first check, and the entire library and observatory team that worked endlessly in physically preparing the library for the transition to this amazing event. I would encourage anyone that did not attend to visit the website rmwritersfest.org. I'll repeat that, rmwritersfest.org, where all the sessions can be viewed. When you listen to General David Petraeus, as well as Admiral McRaven, one has additional pride in our country. Both heroes are brilliant strategists and convey confidence in our future. They served in combat together, and the amount of respect and mutual admiration was heartwarming. The historians that participated were outstanding and included Doris Kearns Goodwin, John Meacham, H.W. Brands, Douglas Brinkley, and Karl Rove. There were numerous politicians that reflected upon the current state of affairs, often moderated by Pulitzer Prize recipient Bret Stephens. Other moderators that have their roots in Rancho Mirage and provided insight during their interview included Justice Douglas Miller and Dr. Coy Lee. It was fun to listen to the panel that included producer Albert Berger, another person with close ties to both Rancho Mirage and the Writers' Festival, prognosticating the 24 Oscar winners. Another personal highlight was reacquainting with Frank Gehry, one of the most celebrated architects in the world, that I had the honor of spending time with when I lived in Venice, California. Every participant has an incredible resume, and it is worth my redundancy to encourage you to view the sessions on the website. The Rancho Mirage Writers Festival also funds a student and teacher scholarship program and donates large quantities of books from the festival authors and writers. There were over 100 students from 14 different schools in attendance due to the generosity of the festival's event sponsors. I just cannot say enough good things about the benefit of this program. It was sensational. So, Mayor, I might be a little verbose regarding the Writers' Festival, but I feel it's deserving. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. And no one, actually, I correct myself. There are a few of us who might suggest that you're a little verbose sometimes, but we forgive you for that. Councilmember
And I
Marker.
appreciate your forgiveness.
Councilmember Marker.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. As Councilmember Mulatto and Mayor Pro Tem, while have given mention to the Writers' Festival, I too would like to commend Jamie Kabler for creating this incredible event and bringing it to our community where we are privileged to host this. And we are so fortunate to have our director of the library, Aaron Espinoza, and the incredible contribution to the city and exceptional job that he's done with and for this festival. Additionally, we are so fortunate to have this exceptional event and our volunteers and staff who contribute both time and energy to making this event successful. I'm beyond proud of the team that we have, and again, thank you to all who have contributed and participated. We couldn't have done it without you and the volunteers. Additionally, I had the pleasure of attending the Bighorn Institute's annual membership meeting this Saturday, and we discussed the accomplishments for the year, which included a report on the monitoring and population update on the bighorn sheep in the Rancho Mirage Mountains. And I'm glad to say that 16 lambs survived in 2023, so there now are approximately 130 adult bighorn in the northern Santa Rosa Mountains. 7 of these sheep wear functioning radio collars so the Institute can keep track of them. And you may note, for those of you that like to hike, it's lambing season right now, so there are gates that are closed on certain trails. I know on the Bump and Grind it's closed, and so the Institute asks that you try not to hike past the gate as it is lambing season. On Blixeth Trail, it's also important to keep your dogs on a leash and stay on the trails and the park boundaries. The Bighorn Institute is a privately funded organization, and it solely relies on funds from the members. And they do have a breakfast that's coming up. It's not open to the public, but you can call and make a reservation, and it would actually give you a spot as a member if you'd like to participate. If you have any interest at all, please go online to look at the organization, and you can participate in that respect as well. It's bighorninstitute.org. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Meg. Council, our newest council member, Michael O'Keefe. Councilmember O'Keefe.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone had a loving and a lovely Valentine's Day. And this is a busy time of year. It's a great time to be in Rancho Mirage. I, too, would like to say the world-famous Rancho Mirage Writers' Festival was great for the city, the library, and for folks who love to read and who love books. The tour to Palm Springs raised a lot of money for many worthwhile charities, and I was thrilled to go to a presentation by Melissa Ritchie at the library about the history of Rancho Mirage. And I would like to congratulate Rancho Mirage High School student Jake Baker Idukas for being a winner of the Do the Right Thing Program Award for demonstrating outstanding citizenship. Some activities that I'm going to be attending and I hope to see you at in the next week or so include the Chamber of Commerce Rammy Awards, Modernism Week Tours, the Black History Month Parade, Tunnel to Towers Celebrity Golf Classic, and the Emergency Preparedness Readiness Seminar, which you should all attend. And if you love Top Gun movie, you want to go see the Dark Star Rising experience at the Palm Springs Air Museum. And I would like to congratulate the Rancho Mirage High School boys basketball and soccer teams for making the playoffs this year. And as Mayor Richard Kite would say, go Rattlers. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Michael. I, too, have a few comments today. 3 things I want to talk to. First is the Writers' Festival. So congratulations to Jamie Kabler and everyone connected with the Writers' Festival. Thank you to all of the angels for providing about 90% of the financial support for the festival. Thank you to the library and observatory staff for your hard work before, during, and after the festival, and I'm grateful. And I was about to say, I'm sure that every Rancho Mirage resident is also grateful, but our good neighbor Wally just criticized our use of the library for the festival, but I believe that certainly the majority of Rancho Mirage residents are grateful that this remarkable event happens in our city and at our library. Next, I wanted to talk about Catino. So council and staff recently had the opportunity to tour the site. The size and scope of this project is dramatic, particularly when viewed from inside the property. DMB and Disney are making great progress. This is going to be a crown jewel project that will not only appeal to home buyers, but also will be a marvelous recreational shopping and dining amenity, not just for the people of Rancho Mirage, but for the entire Coachella Valley. And the last thing I wanted to mention today is affordable housing. I view, and I believe that my council colleagues probably also view affordable housing as one of our most important initiatives in the coming years. So affordable housing is important for a healthy economy in our city, but also from a social conscious perspective, it is the right thing to do. The 4 development agreements that council approved in December will result in projects that get us more than about 60% of the way towards our goal of developing income-restricted affordable housing in our city. And I want to again thank Development Services Director Mina Dukic and Colin Kirkpatrick, our city attorney, for their yeoman-like duty in completing the development agreements prior to a pretty important date at the end of December. Thank you so much. Next are city manager comments, and if you would also then go right into the consent calendar.
Certainly, no comments today, so I'll go right to the consent calendar. The council has 6 items on the consent calendar for your consideration. Item number 1 is to approve the January 18th, 2024 regular meeting minutes. Item number 2 is to adopt resolution number 2024, next in order, adopting investment policies pertaining to the investment of city funds. Item number 3 is to receive and file the December 31st, 2023 quarterly treasurer's report. Item number 4 is to approve the extension of completion date for tract map 36809-5 Del Webb Rancho Mirage. Item number 5 are to approve contracts, and item number 6 are demands. And before we get to council comments or questions, I'll turn it over to the city clerk to take any public comment.
Thank you. I did not receive any speaker cards on the consent calendar. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to speak? No speakers.
Do I have a motion to approve the consent calendar?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent calendar.
Mr. Mayor, excuse me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We're going to have a couple recusals for the Del Webb item. So Councilmember O'Keefe and Councilmember Mulatto both live in Del Webb, and they will be recusing themselves from item number 4. So if we could do 2 separate votes.
Okay. That's item number 4, correct?
Yes.
All right. May I have a motion to approve absent item number 4?
Yes, I'll make that motion to approve items accepting item 4 of the consent calendar.
I'll go ahead and second. Please vote.
Motion carries 5-0.
Okay. May I now have a motion regarding item number 4?
And I'll make a motion to approve item 4 on the consent calendar.
I'll go ahead and second again. Please vote.
Motion carries 3-0 with council members Mulatto and O'Keefe recused.
Okay, that takes us to our public hearings. There are 3 items of public hearings today. First is item number, I think this is 7 on our agenda. The subject is annexation number 193 to Community Facilities District number 1 in connection with tentative tract map number TTM 38291. The staff report is delivered by our financial analyst, Jacob Dela Cruz. Jacob, your report, please.
Thank you, Mayor, and good afternoon, Council. This item is to hold a public hearing for annexation number 193 into Community Facilities District number 1. This is the second and final step in the city's annexation process for developments within the city's jurisdiction. The first step was considered and approved at the December 21st, 2023 council meeting. The territory proposed for annexation is located on the southwest corner of Monterey Avenue and Gerald Ford Drive. It is comprised of 1 parcel totaling approximately 72.386 acres, and the project is slated to subdivide the 4 parcels into 175 residential lots, some additional remainder lots, lots for open space, recreation, private streets, and a CVWD well site. At the conclusion of today's public hearing, provided written protests have not been filed and in the absence of a majority protest, the City Council may consider adoption of the attached resolution calling a special election, declaring the results of the election, determining the validity of prior proceedings, approving the annexation of the territory, and directing the recording of an amendment to the notice of special lien tax. Staff recommends approval. That concludes my presentation. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
I'm sorry. Thank you, Jacob. I'll go to the city clerk for public comments.
Thank you. I did not receive any speaker cards regarding this public hearing item. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to provide public testimony on this item? And there are no speakers. I can go ahead and do the election results as well.
Please do.
The ballot for the 73 eligible votes was received on January 8th, 2024, and was in favor. Therefore, votes cast in favor equal 100% of total votes cast.
Thank you, Christie. Do I have any council comments? May I have a motion?
I'll be happy to make that motion, Mayor. That the City Council adopt Resolution Number 2024, next in order, calling an election on levying a special tax within the area proposed to be annexed to the Community Facilities District Number 1, Annexation Number 193, declaring the election results, approving the annexation of the territory, and directing the recordation of the amendment of the Notice of Special Tax Lien in connection with tentative tract map number TTM 38291.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Please vote.
Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you, Christie. Next public hearing is item number 8 on our agenda. The subject is annexation number 194 to Community Facilities District Number 1 in connection with tentative parcel map number TPM 38380. And again, Jacob Dela Cruz will deliver the staff report. Jacob?
Thank you, Mayor. This item is to hold a public hearing for annexation number 194 into Community Facilities District Number 1. This is the second and final step in the city's annexation process for developments within the city's jurisdiction. The first step was considered and approved at the December 21st, 2023 council meeting. The territory proposed for annexation is located south of Ginger Rogers Road and approximately 1,064 feet east of Bob Hope Drive. It is comprised of one parcel totaling approximately 2.5 acres, and the project is slated to subdivide the parcel into 4 residential lots. At the conclusion of today's public hearing, provided written protests have not been filed, and in the absence of a majority protest, the City Council may consider adoption of the attached resolution calling a special election, declaring the results of the election, determining the validity of prior proceedings, approving the annexation of the territory, and directing the recording of an amendment to the Notice of Special Tax Lien. Staff recommends approval, and that concludes my presentation.
Thank you, Jacob. We'll go to the city clerk for public comment as well as the election results.
Thank you. I did not receive any speaker cards on this public hearing item. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to provide public testimony on public hearing item number 8? There are no speakers, and I will read the election results. The ballot for the 3 eligible votes was received on January 8th, 2024, and was in favor. Therefore, votes cast in favor equal 100% of total votes cast.
Thank you, Christie. Any council comments? Seeing none, I'll ask for a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I'd be happy to make the motion that the City Council adopt Resolution Number 2024 next in order, calling an election on levying a special tax within the area proposed to be annexed to Community Facilities District Number 1, Annexation Number 194, declaring the election results, approving and the annexation of the territory, and directing the recordation of the amendment of the Notice of Special Tax Lien in connection with tentative parcel map number TPM 38380.
I'll second that motion.
We have a motion and a second. Please vote.
Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you, Christie. Last item on our public hearing agenda is agenda item number, this is 9. The subject is Historic Preservation Case Number HP 23-0008, consideration to designate the residence located at 37152 Marber Drive as a historic resource. The staff report will be delivered by our planning manager, Ben Torres. Ben, your report, please.
Good afternoon, Mayor and members of the City Council. The property owner, Jennifer Bender, submitted a historic designation request for their home located at the 37152 Marbor Drive. The subject 2,210 square foot residence is situated on a 0.29 acre parcel located along the east side of Marbor Drive as shown in red. The mid-century modern ranch residence was built in 1957 and was designed by architect David Friedman. It is one of the first tract homes built in Rancho Mirage. This is an advertisement for the Sunny Lane Palms Estates development, which consisted of 23 ranch modern homes on Marbor Drive, which this home is a part of. The home has an L-shaped design created by the short end of the garage wing and contains lava rock along the front elevation as a prominent design feature. These are additional photographs of the front, providing a close-up of the lava rock and showcasing the home's breezeway located between the garage and the residence. Along the north elevation, the full scope of the home's original breezeway is shown on the bottom left picture. The rear of the residence has deep roof overhangs, and exterior materials consist of stucco and board and batten siding. The south elevations primarily consist of stucco with a small amount of lava rock that wraps around from the front, and you can also see the large exposed wood beams that extend outwards from the home. The historic designation request is based on the following category: that the subject structure or site is representative of a particular architectural style or reflects special elements of a historical period, type, style, or way of life important to the city. The Historic Preservation Commission reviewed this request on January 10th, 2024. The commission unanimously agreed that the residents met the requirements for designation based on the home's modern ranch architectural style, reflection of special elements from the historical period 60 years ago with the home's breezeway and lava rock, and its importance to the way of life by bringing people to the area. Therefore, staff recommends that the City Council adopt resolution number 2024 next in order, designating the residence located at 37152 Marbor Drive, Rancho Mirage, California, assessor's parcel number 674193005, a historic resource pursuant to Rancho Mirage Municipal Code, Chapter 15.27. That concludes staff's presentation, and staff and the applicant's representative are available to answer any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Ben. I'll ask the city clerk to please handle public comment.
Of course, I did not receive any speaker cards for this public hearing item. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to provide public testimony? No speakers.
Anyone in council have any comments on this item? Ted? What I would like to say thank you to, I see Melissa Ritchie in the audience today, so thank you so much to Preservation Mirage for the work that you do in helping our Historical Preservation Committee research properties like this, and I'm happy to vote yes. I'm guessing my council members will as well. So thank you to our Historical Preservation Committee, and thank you to Preservation Mirage for the work that you do on these homes and on these projects. So I think that's the end of comments. No one else has comments to make, so I will ask for a motion.
Mayor, I'll make the motion, and I'll merely also comment that in sitting in at the meeting for the Preservation Council, this property certainly meets the criteria for its designation for historic purposes. With that said, I'll make a motion that the City Council adopt resolution number 2024 next in order, designating the residence located at 37152 Marbor Drive, Rancho Mirage, California, assessor parcel number 674-193-005, a historic resource pursuant to Rancho Mirage Municipal Code, Chapter 15.27.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Please vote.
Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you, Christy. Before I call a recess into closed session, I'll ask the city attorney to please review the discussion items for closed session.
Thank you, Mayor.
City Council will be convening into closed session pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9D1, a conference with legal counsel, existing litigation, case name Vacation Rental Owners and Neighbors of Rancho Mirage et al., v. City of Rancho Mirage et al., case number CVRI 2100368.
Thank you, Colin, and we are now recessed into closed session. Meeting is back in session, and thank you, everyone, for this remarkable record of not just the council meeting, but closed session within 40 minutes. This meeting is, I'm sorry? Oh, I apologize. We do have to have the city attorney give us a report on closed session.
No reportable action, Mayor.
Thank you, Colin. Meeting closed.